Thank you. Committee reports, legislative update, Mrs. Short.
They are now back in session, and we are just keeping an eye on House Bill 126. That was the Board of Revision that we spoke about at our last board meeting. There was no action taken the last time that I checked, but we want people to continue their advocacy to make sure that our voices when it comes to assessments is honored. So we're keeping an eye on that. Outside of that, there are some other things that are going on. I know I'd mentioned previously in one of our prior board meetings that we were keeping an eye on House Bill 322 and House Bill 327. And these were bills pertaining to divisive topics or divisive topics in education. So it looks like those are headed to some type of status that might be indicative of an ending of those legislative efforts. Crossing fingers. So we'll keep an eye on that, but Mr. Bagley has kindly provided some additional information to me just as of tonight, and I thought that I would go ahead on and put that information out there because those are critical bills as it pertains to history and the programs that we have and the way that we approach teaching our kids and our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and just fair accuracy and reporting in history. So those bills, I think, are possibly at a state of ending, I hope, crossing fingers. But we'll keep an eye on it and bring you more information about it. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them.
I think so.
All right.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Butler Tech update. Last board meeting, they talked about the enrollment process for next year. There are 2,248 applicants for 1,546 program slots. So again, this year, they will be using a lottery system to fill all of their openings, and they wish they weren't in that position, but it's probably the most equitable way to fill the slots. A tremendous need going on there, and I've laid at your desk some different things, including a passport program that's part of their career exploration lab that they do for 8th graders, and I think this middle school sent some 8th graders there just very recently. And that exploration lab is a chance to learn more about what Butler Tech has to offer the students of the county. And I thought it was a good tool to show many of the different programs and where they are housed in the different buildings and different campuses throughout Butler Tech. Also, I've included the last couple student success newsletters for Butler Tech. And finally, a menu of Cafe Lee. This year they've switched to Wednesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 1. You can go there and have lunch prepared by the culinary students from different schools. Each week is a different school, represents a different menu that the students themselves put together and work through. So if you have a chance to support them, please consider doing so. One last thing, April 13th is the new board member facilities tour. So the 11 school districts that are served by Butler Tech, on the 13th, they were asking any new board members who would like to come, and they'll tour the facilities and show you really what Butler Tech has to offer so that you can be more informed. So Mrs. Birding, that invitation I think I sent to you electronically. Take advantage if you can. That's my update. Thank you.
Mr. Begley?
Yes.
For the food scheduling, do you have to call in for reservations for these days?
They recommend that, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Just be there before noon if you're kind of walking in. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do you have a number that we would call?
I can get you a number, but I don't have a number off the top of my head for Cafe Lee.
Okay.
They have a website. I'm sure it's on the website as well.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
I feel like they may have their own special Facebook page just for the cafe too, where they put a number where you can call in ahead of time on that. So I think I went looking for it last year.
I'll check on that, thanks. Yeah.
I have a question for you. It's about the LPN program. For completion of the program, is it required for them to pass the state certification or licensing test? Is that the way that they officially matriculate through that program, or is it something?
So we don't have a specific answer to that, but on my most recent tour, we talked a lot about most of the programs end in licensure. So that, and it's covered by Butler Tech, so that they can then immediately move into the workforce. So I'm not sure about that one in particular, but yeah, that's certainly a big push. They never want to be in a position where they put them through a program and then turn them loose and just hope that they pass that last piece to make them eligible for employment. They really kind of walk them through the whole thing.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So LPN, that's licensed practical nursing, right? Okay. All right, that's great. Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, moving along to student achievement, Mrs. Gundry.
Well, since we are at Crossroads, I wanted to give a shout out to the 8th grade boys basketball team who won the GMC title.
Yay.
So it has been an exciting week for sports in the district, but since we're here, I want to highlight their achievement. So great job, guys.
Very cool, thank you. Parks and Rec, Mr. Clark.
Yeah, I have a couple things. We just hired a golf operations manager, which we didn't have at the Parks Department before. His name is Julian Jeter Davis. He's got 8 years of experience as a professional out of Dayton, working at the Miami Valley Golf Club there. And then also, April Osborne is the newly appointed Community Events Coordinator. April's worked part-time for the last 6 years at the CAC, so she was a perfect fit to move on up to a full-time position and take over that role. So I'm pretty excited about that. Old golf carts are gone. They took those away. Maybe where the old buses go to die, I'm not sure. But good news is the new carts come next week, and they are going to be amazing. They're all electric. They have GPS, which has many benefits as far as maintenance. They can stop them from going in certain areas if it's wet or stay on a cart path type thing. People can't just go at night and sneak them away and leave them out on hole 18 somewhere, or I guess 18's close, it'd be like 12. And then has the gauge for the balls, the distance, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really excited about that. So those will be here next week. Harbin Park still has a lot of new things coming. The new kids area will be starting and be finished before June. And the pickleball courts are still under construction, and those should be finished before summer starts as well. So, there you have it, sports fans.
There you go, great, thank you, Mr. Clark.
You're welcome.